I skipped David and Sheri, so let's backtrack.
It's got to be Christmas is All Around from the movie Love Actually, right?
Oh!
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right.
I was going with
That's not my real number one.
I was.
Is that your wife's favorite? Is that what it is?
No,
Suck it up to the wife?
It does get in your head.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the four.
You're chilling in Mount Rushmore.
Giant wall of solid granite.
Yeah, we're not
We as Americans.
We're Americans. With a capital A.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let the challenges begin.
Here we go. It's Jonny Hartwell and the Mount Rushmore podcast, the definitive top 4 of everything. Today's topic is going to be the top 4 greatest holiday Christmas songs ever. Before I introduce my panel, I just want to let you know that today's podcast is brought to you by Sleep Number. When you talk about comfort and joy, if you're comfortable, there's a lot of joy, trust me. And what's so great about a Sleep Number bed is that you can dial in your perfect comfort level. For example, my Sleep Number setting is 40, which is kind of in the middle. But if you like it firmer or softer, it's never a problem with a Sleep Number bed. And with a Sleep Number 360 smart bed, this one has snore detector, a foot warmer, and I hear they're working on a sugar plum dream machine.
Ooh. What exactly does the snore detector do? Does it like poke you or prod you?
You know what it does? It actually will lift up and
raise you
up, and it will change the so it eliminates helps eliminate snoring.
Is there a pillow over the face function?
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So all right. Let's meet our panel from right to left on your podcast dial. David Edgar, VP of Programming of iHeartRadio, representing the female vote today.
Thank you.
Sheri Van Dyke, my co-worker.
It's a stretch.
All of females.
Okay. It's a stretch. All right.
And Mr. Christmas, Mark Milovats, his Christmas Wonderland has turned 21 this year. So
wow.
I'm legal.
You're legal.
Finally.
Yep. He also has a show coming up at Seven Springs coming up in a couple of days, right?
Right, December 22nd.
Okay.
Very soon.
And you get tickets at, the number 7springs.com?
I think you do, right at Seven Springs. Call them and you'll have them.
All right, so David,
yes.
Before we start, being a vice president of programming,
okay,
let me ask you, why do radio stations like 3WS go Christmas so early? That's what we get all the time. Why? Why do you guys go so early?
Well, it's because the appetite's there. People want to hear Christmas music, and as much as you get complaints of the bah humbugs of, it's before Thanksgiving, how dare you play Christmas music this early? The truth is, the audience goes from here to here when we start playing Christmas music. And it's really about, everybody says Christmas starts after Thanksgiving, but the truth is it starts before Thanksgiving. In fact, in Pittsburgh, Light Up Night is always the Friday before Thanksgiving, and that's when we flip to Christmas music.
Now, Sheri,
yes.
You have been doing Christmas music for a long, long time.
Right.
Is there one that gets underneath your skin?
Ooh.
There's so many to choose
from. Actually, no. There isn't. Yeah, I don't. Maybe after a while, Mariah Carey, it's like, okay, because we're not the only ones playing that. When that first came out, it was, we were one of the first stations to be playing that on a regular basis. But
we're going to be fighting because that's already on my list.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now everybody is
Move to the middle.
Okay. And now, Mark, you've been performing these Christmas songs. Is there a song that you go, you know what? I can't sing it this year. I got to drop it from the show.
So in all honesty.
All right. Well, it's all about honesty here.
It used to be Frosty. It used to drive me crazy because I couldn't remember all the verses, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
So that's all it was. But now I really like the song. So, no, I'm kind of with Sheri. I like them all, I think, but that used to be one of them.
All right, so we call it the Mount Rushmore because if we were building the Mount Rushmore of greatest Christmas songs, we have the 4 on Mount Rushmore. So we're talking the top 4 Christmas songs. We'll go through David, Sheri, Mark, and then myself. We'll start with our number 4. So
okay,
what?
Well, I'm going with the Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is so hard to create new Christmas songs. I know. I mean, the song's 25 years old or whatever, 23.
Wow.
But it's so hard to do original Christmas music and have it stand the test of time. And that's one of those songs that when you hear it, I mean, it's up tempo, it's fun, and it's original. So I think it has to get on the list.
And I like it even more now that we know Sherry doesn't like it.
Right.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Because I have
What is it that you're beef with Mariah, Sherry?
because I have somewhat of a hand in programming the music on 3WS. It could play every hour during your show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Sherry, you're number 4?
My number 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
A song that came out of marketing. I mean, this was, I think it was Montgomery Ward.
Yep.
Came up with this character, and it has grown into, a TV special, a song that you expect to hear. Every kid knows that there's Rudolph. So I'd say that one is my number 4.
All right, Mark?
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Okay, which is mine as well. All right.
25 million units sold.
All right, yep, I'm with you.
One of my mentors, Boots Randolph, playing sax on it. So every time I hear it and I hear that sax line, he played sax on everybody's stuff.
All right, and I agree with a couple other ones too. So yeah, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is my number 4, simply because she was 13 when she sang it.
Yeah,
and it has it still continues to be played.
And everybody,
in fact, it was the most played Christmas song on radio stations last year.
So we only play about right around the week before Christmas on 96.1 KISS, which is a contemporary station. We only play 6 or 7 Christmas songs, and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, Brenda Lee
Is one of them. Wow, cool.
All right, let's go with number 3, David.
Number 3. Gotta go with Springsteen. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The live version.
Nice.
Just the sound of him, setting the song up and getting into it is just, it says Christmas.
All right, Sherry?
Mine, Jingle Bell Rock. I think it was one of the first big songs of the rock and roll era as far as Christmas is concerned. So,
by the way, another one we play on KISS.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Holy Night.
Oh, Holy Night, yeah, that's one of my favorites simply because it's beautiful. It didn't make my top 4.
No, and I debated about a few, but that one was big. You have Celine Dion who's done it, Josh Groban, everybody's done some beautiful versions of it, written in the 1700s, French, on and on.
Okay,
I like the French.
And my number 3 is Mariah Carey. All I wanted for is you, and I should have put it in number 2 only, but yeah, for the same reasons David mentioned. I think that's why I present mine at number 3. All right, round 2, number 2, David.
Wow. My number 2 is actually Brenda Lee, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I kind of already spilled the beans, but I do think, there's a song that has stood the test of time. Yeah. Something like 60 some years, something like that.
Yeah, wow.
No.
My number 2 is Merry Christmas, Darling by the Carpenters. That was my first real Christmas song. I mean, there's the Beach Boys, but there wasn't anything to me that stood out as far as the Beach Boys were concerned. Merry Christmas, Darling. That sounds like a traditional classic. It could have been done by Bing. It could have been done, by Brenda Lee, anybody. But the Carpenters, I love that song, and that's been around since 1970. So.
Okay, all right. Mark?
Wow, you mentioned the Beach Boys and Bing. I went with Bing, White Christmas.
Bing Christmas, yeah.
I mean,
okay.
to me, that's Christmas.
Yeah.
That's one of the staples and just a beautiful song.
What is crazy is my number 2 is White Christmas. Wow. Mark and I think we're in cahoots that we're taking over the list.
Right.
I mean, it was, the quintessential million copy seller, and it was the number 1 Christmas song for 1945, 1946, 1947, 1948, 1949, 1950, and it still gets played on radio.
A soundtrack
today.
Song.
Mm-hmm.
It's our biggest requested when we're out doing something. People start screaming White Christmas.
No, when you're performing, what is the song you enjoy performing the most?
Well,
is it your number 1?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's tied. There's 2 that are tied. Yeah.
There's no ties. There's no ties.
Can't have ties.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
All right.
Well, the one I enjoy performing the most is our original "Just in Time for Christmas" because it was written by some Disney guys who I just adore, and it sums up the holiday season.
Well, you got
for
your
us.
plug on your it's available at markmilovats.com. You can also get your tickets for the Seven Springs show.
Wow.
Forget about Sleep Number. It's
Right,
brought to
George,
you by
we'll be right in Atlanta
markmilovats.com.
after that. Anyway,
All right, so
number one?
Yeah, number one.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, okay.
Written for Andy Williams.
Right.
He was on every one of his 7 Christmas albums. One of our, one we open with all the time. It's just a biggie.
Okay. All right. I skipped David and Sheri, so let's backtrack.
It's got to be Christmas is All Around from the movie Love Actually, right?
Oh!
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was going with
That's not my real number one.
I was
Is that your wife's favorite? Is that what it is? Suck it up to the wife?
It does get in your head. It is like
It
Okay.
does.
All right.
Yeah.
visual, too.
Yeah.
The number one for me is probably the Christmas song, Nat King Cole.
Oh,
I mean, chestnuts roasting, it just gives you that feeling of Christmas. And it was written during a heat wave in the middle of the summer.
In Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
My number one, Silent Night. Traditional from the 1800s and beautiful lullaby, but it was the first Christmas song that I learned in school.
Oh,
And-
that's a great reason why we.
Well,
should
no,
go.
no. I mean, it's just it's the reason for the season.
Okay. Wow, I picked something totally different than all of you guys. I went with Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells, and I have statistics to back up. My
Okay.
vote. Okay. Here we go. It was written in 1857. It is the most performed and most recognizable holiday song, not only in the United States, but around the world.
Wow. I say it's overplayed.
It's also, but from a contemporary standpoint, it's still in the top 10 most downloaded videos on YouTube. Jingle Bells.
Yes.
Jingle Bells.
By any particular artist, as far as videos are
there's
concerned,
1,000 people who do.
yeah, I
do
know,
it,
but I
yeah.
mean,
See, I like the version from my 6-year-old son because he says, Jingle bells, jingle bells. Oh, much fun it is to rock. He
Oh,
gets
much
the lyric
fun.
right out.
Sure.
All wrong.
How about Jingle Bells, Batman
And I don't
Smells?
correct him because
Oh, no,
I
you
want him to. I
don't.
want him
No,
to
no.
just,
That'll be
Absolutely.
the way you remember it now for the rest. Yeah.
And how he's at the perfect age for Christmas.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he's full on, full on. He's got. I had to. He has a little whiteboard down in the basement. He's like, you got to make me a calendar. You got to draw a tree, and I had to write all the numbers. And every morning he goes down there and
Marks it.
he crosses out the circle from the day before, and he crosses the day off, and then circles the current day. And he tells me exactly how many days it is till Christmas Eve, how many days it is till
Christmas.
Have you had the
Full in.
discussion as to when he's allowed to get up and go downstairs or go
Well,
in?
we have a rule: you don't go downstairs until everybody's up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was
yeah,
the
it
rule
was
when
a
I was
discussion
kid,
every
too.
year. It was,
And it's
what
usually-
time are we allowed to get up? And yeah.
Usually in our house it's 8 o'clock, 8 a.m.
Do you
Wow.
have any other traditions like my parents used to always put like a tangerine at the bottom of my sock. The stocking.
Oh, of the stocking?
Yeah, and it was and I know it was just filler.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
like we can get these in the kitchen. What are you putting it in? What's Santa
I
Claus
do it
putting
too,
in my
and
stocking for?
My kids saw right through it. It's like, yay, you're just.
We had a tradition of opening one present on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And usually Mom would pick it, and it would be the pajamas that you wore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
The next day.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. So there's our top 4. Now we have to come to a consensus.
Ooh.
On,
Oh.
All right. So rocking around the.
Do we need to move this table out of the way? Is there going to be any
we need
fisticuffs?
to bring in the accountant.
Arm wrestle.
So Mariah Carey was multiple times.
Yeah.
Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Mariah were the White Christmas we agreed on. So what would we put at number 4? What do you think? So we didn't really agree on.
No, we didn't.
Like there was.
There was.
I think
How many Mariahs were there?
I think there was 3.
There were 3 Mariahs.
So
Would you-
yeah, I was the only one that didn't have Mariah on my
No, I
list.
didn't have her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there were 2
It was
Mariahs.
2 and 2.
So
We didn't
I'm
have
kind
anything
of
that had
going
3
with like Oh Holy Night or Silent Night. Silent Night, I think, would be my vote for number 4.
I could go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 3, we had Mariah Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, and White Christmas got multiple votes. So, of those 3, what would you have it tendency to put it number.
I vote for Mariah at number 3.
That
'cause she
sounds
can't
about
be higher
right.
than 3.
Yeah,
Really?
Because that's
Okay.
it's huge, but it feels so
It
recent.
can't be the top
It feels
Okay.
so
I actually
recent.
think Mariah
All
should
right.
be 4.
Well, since I put it at number 3,
Oh.
I'm okay with
Okay.
it.
All right.
As long as we have White Christmas at number 2.
I'm
we good
okay
with
with
that?
that.
I'm fine
yeah.
with that.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
And then number 1.
Rocking around
Rocking
the
around the
Christmas tree.
Christmas
Rocking around the Christmas tree. All right, let's go around the panel. David, you okay with rocking around the Christmas tree? Number
Yes.
1.
Yeah, I think that feels right. Yep.
Mark,
Absolutely. It's a good one.
I still think Jingle Bells.
Do you?
Still think Jingle Bells.
It's interesting because rocking around the Christmas tree, if you do like research, it always comes back like top 5.
Really?
Yeah.
And a lot of times number 1.
All right, so Silent Night, Mariah Carey, all I want
For Christmas is You.
White Christmas, and number 1, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
You have it.
We got it.
Whoa,
Jingle Bells.
There you go.
We
Thanks
still
for
can't, we
participating.
can't find a place for Christmases all around.
Yeah, I have a
Feel it
How
in
about
my
Dominic
Honorable
the
mention.
Donkey? Dominic the
Honorable
Donkey.
Well, let's not go there.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you,
David and Sheri, thank you so much for participating,
Sure.
and good luck with your Christmas show coming up at Seven Springs.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Get
This was
tickets at what is it again?
7springs.com.
No, but and what's your website?
Oh, Mark Milovats.
What is it again?
MarkMilovats.com.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Jingle Bells went to number
do you
2
spell
for
that?
us on the
Oh,
chart. By the
really?
way,
Oh, okay.
Jingle Bells charted at number 2 for us.
Can we fit Jingle Bells? Oh, it's tied for number
It's an
4.
alternate.
All right, there you go. The Mount Rushmore podcast from the top 4 greatest Christmas songs ever. Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right then.